Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so Spirit already has started talking and they have a message for you today. They actually had me pull out a topic card from a deck of flashcards I have with different topics on them. So we have something with this theme today around shadow work that they really want to dive into. And this could be related to either the shadow work you're doing and also some shadow work healing that is intended to come through this reading today. All right, if you are new here, welcome. I went ahead and set a spiritual quarantine for this reading to ensure that this message makes it to you intact and with its full integrity. And that quarantine will come down at the end of this reading, which I will let you know when we get there. All right, so there's something about shadow work coming through really strongly today. So we're gonna look into that. I have a bunch of oracle cards spread out on my tarot table here, so I'm gonna pull one of those in just a second. But they did also send a phrase through. They're sending a phrase through for you as well. And the phrase is, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Now, I don't know what that's referring to specifically. They're not giving me any clues right now, but hopefully we'll get a little more information as we dive deeper into this energy. But it feels like that may potentially answer something for you. It does feel like there's a buildup. I also feel the buildup in this reading and in this energy today. So let's go ahead and dive into it because I am curious what's not ready yet and what's building up for you and what potentially will become ready. Yes, but it's not ready quite at this moment. It feels like, if I had to describe this energy, it's almost like the word that they're sending through is like it's loading. It's almost like this new, they're saying the new module is loading, or the new like chapter is loading, or this new like page is loading. It feels like something's like loading up for you. Yes. It could be a new part of your journey. That feels really strong here, but it's still loading up. Okay, so it's not ready yet. And we have, it seems like this may be, again, this is connected into the shadow work that you're doing or that you're being prompted to do by Spirit through this reading. But let's get even more insight into this. What card do you want? Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, so here's the card. It says fruit, it says achievement, it says success. Okay, I like where this is going. It feels like this is connected in with the new metaphorical module that's loading up here. Wow, I really like this energy for you. It's just not ready. Now, the other thing they're saying here, okay, I'm kind of laughing because they're talking about the fruit on this card, almost like it can be a snack for you, like kind of like, they're not telling you not to continue doing your like work and shadow work. That's not what they're saying, but it's almost like relax, it's coming, almost like sit back and like eat a snack, metaphorically, because they're saying here that, again, it's loading for you. Okay, so that's really strong. I'm just cracking up at what they're saying here. I also feel like something else that's coming in here, this is also coming in a little bit in reverse. It's coming in with a frustration. It's almost like I'm seeing this kind of like lightning bolt here. It's coming through as like a little frustrated. Almost like there's some excess energy that needs to be like discharged. Yes, it's a little frustrating to like not be there quite yet, this success that's coming, or this achievement. Now, this could be of any magnitude. It doesn't have to be necessarily something super grand. This could be something that's smaller for you. They're saying that for a few of you. There's something you've had your eye on, yes, that you've wanted to kind of like experience for yourself or bring in for yourself. Yeah, they are saying here, again, that is something that is loading up for you, but again, it's just not here quite yet. Okay, anything else? One second here. They're saying something here around, around self-love. That is actually connected into the shadow work that they want you doing right now, is to actually dive deeper into loving yourself and understanding how deeply lovable you are. And not just as a mental activity is what they're saying. They want you doing this as an actual deep dive into your body and into your psyche. Again, and the psyche actually is not really about necessarily your mind, okay? Your mind is part of it, but it's so much bigger than that. It's your whole energetic field, it's your nervous system, right? Which is fundamentally anchored in the body, okay? There's a lot of misconception out here that the mind is actually where that comes from. The mind is just a symptom of what's happening in the body, okay? And how the mind is anchored within that body, and how the expanse of your psyche is actually laid out and configured is the word they're using. Yes. Okay, so they're saying something here around like moving into the shadow work is intended to bring you deeper into loving yourself and knowing that you are lovable, that you are loving, that you are worthy. This has nothing to do with a mental activity, actually. This is the way that you show up for yourself. This is how you actually exist and embody in the world. It is the act of loving yourself through doing actions that actually demonstrate as such. If you are having any resistance with making those moves or those actions, it is because something additional, maybe additional support or a different type of healing is needed for you. Yes. Again, they keep coming back to this word shadow work, but it's coming through as like, this is what is being worked on in the shadow, per se, for you, of your psyche, which will allow you to come into this achievement and success you're looking for, but it only comes with that. Okay, and again, they're being very clear that this is not a mental activity. Okay. So what does that mean? Let's get into, do you want to just go into it? Okay, let's go into it, because that's actually what's going well for you, is this achievement and success is loading. Okay, what else do you have to say about that? What do you mean it's not a mental activity? Can you go deeper into that? They're saying yes. Yeah, Queen of Wands. They keep saying it's an action. It's an action. It is taking action. It is finding yourself in the spaces and places and healing energetics that will actually support you. In fact, part of this reading is intended to help give you some of that perspective. Okay. They're also saying here, again, the wands in tarot are all about action, And the Queen of Wands knows the action is to move within self, to go deep into the layers of self. Yes, notice I didn't pull a sword card. And again, swords speak to the mental realm, okay, and speak to the mind. Spirit is saying it is an act of body. It is an act of unity with oneself. It is the act of remembering you have a body and remembering that that is incredibly important and deserves your love. Okay, keep going. Let's keep going. Okay. They're saying something about like, by you then starting to focus on body and focus on yourself and the actions, the actual actions you are taking in the physical realm allows you to see where you may be drained, but also where there is potential for recharging. Yes, potential for filling yourself up, for filling into spaces that have long been neglected or long been empty. Yeah, there's a big energy of emptiness here. Affirmations will not work. It is deeper than that. See the swords here? This is the sword we have, 10 of Swords. And you see how the swords are like cutting the heart? Okay, so there's an energy here, and they're showing the moon on this card. Almost like, again, shadow work, so that's connected in with the moon energy, okay? But it's coming through as like, there's a bypass energy here that's really strong. How this is coming through from spirit, it's almost like trying to think yourself into, it's almost like tricking yourself in a way by thinking, or like these affirmations, or it's coming through as like a trick from spirit. It's almost like trying to trick yourself into believing that you feel like you are lovable and worthy and deserving of success. Spirit's saying it takes deeper work than that. What you're doing by almost just trying to work this at a surface level within the mind is you're hurting the body. As you see, it's cutting into the heart here. Yes, because it continues to add to this wound of then when you move through experiences and you are noticing that it continues to reinforce into this, I am not successful, I am not worthy, I am unlovable, I don't deserve this. It reinforces into that wound that still exists underneath. It's almost like the swords have been stabbing the heart. You have to get under this. This is the shadow work they want you to see. This is what's happening in the shadow, in fact. They want you to, they're saying, get under the hood. It's time to go deeper. It's time to go deeper. Really take that in. This is the image they want you to have. This is what's actually happening. Yeah. So there's a bypassing happening here. And they're confirming here there's some energy, real energy of compassion here, because they're saying that that's actually the way society is currently formulated. It is meant to make you believe that by saying certain things, suddenly magic will happen. That's not how this works. It requires you going deeper into action. It requires you going deeper into self, underneath, into the body, into the parts and places where it actually hurts. It requires you going back into those childhood memories that are stored in your body and looking at those directly. It does not mean ignoring them. You can say, I am loving to a part of yourself who was 8, 12, 4 years old, and it will not work. Those were some specific numbers for a few of you. Oh, yeah. They're saying this is causing pain. We have 2 cards here. We have the 7 of Wands and we have the 4 of Cups. Yes, this is just continuing to cause pain. They want you to bring light to this situation, like you see the sun in the background here. This has created a lot of confusion for you. They're showing the clouds here as almost as if it's been foggy, of wondering why things haven't been working for you. They're saying here you weren't, something about like this system as it isn't set up for you to succeed. It's not set up for you to fail, but it's not here to particularly help you to succeed. There's actually a lot of confusion currently. There's a lot of confusion currently. And that is not your fault, but part of this reading is trying to tell you where to work and where to work deeper. Yeah, they just keep saying, putting those phrases on loop to yourself isn't a solution, actually, without action, without actually going underneath. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So they're also sending through the 7 of Wands. This is trying to come in with an element. This card is usually about boundaries. It can be, but it's coming through with an element of like delineation. That's the word, delineation. They want you to delineate what is something that you can actually take action on, and what is coming from the patriarchy, what is coming from the mind, what is coming from these social systems of oppression that are telling you that you can simply just repeat it enough and it will be true. That's not how it works. Let's keep going. Okay, part of this is trying to support you in delineating that now. For you to, it's almost like they're showing this one spear or wand here going towards the sun. It's like, so you can actually get to it directly, bring it into the sun, bring it out of the shadow and into the sun, like actually go after it and actually see some results. That's really strong here. They want you to see results. Again, the achievement, the success is actually results. For you to see results, it does require going, they're saying deeper than you've been. For some of you, deeper than you've ever been. Okay. So what do you need them to see, Spirit? What do they need to see? They're saying something about that it's not ready yet. Hold on. Do you want them to, do you want to keep going? Okay. This card. Yeah, they have a lot to say to you. Okay, hold on. Page of Pentacles. They have 2 more cards. Hold on. 2 more cards. See what this one. Okay. Yeah, they're showing the 7 of Wands again. Continuing to help you delineate. Continuing to help you make the distinction within this reading, within this moment. Page of Pentacles. What else? Page of Pentacles is coming through his body. It's so interesting. This card, Knight of Swords. This card. So check this out. So we have the Page of Pentacles. They're sending this through as the energy of body. Almost like your body, seeing your body for the first time, or seeing your body as new. Understanding the wisdom of your body and that it actually far exceeds the mind. They have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Almost like this will lead you astray if you keep going down this path of using affirmations to do deep healing work that's actually needed. For you to get to the places you want to go, it does require you looking into those spaces that you haven't wanted to look at, in fact. They're saying that you are absolutely capable of it and you are actually ready to start looking at it directly. Yes. They are saying here that it's important that you are a couple of things. One, this is you trying to or starting to go a different direction than where you've been in the past. They're also showing me the 6 of Cups in my mind's eye. Okay, so this is almost like starting on a new trek or journey, trying something new, because all that you've been through before has only led to this. These cups are coming through as like disappointment. It's coming with the same energy of the 4 of Cups. It's like sadness has led to heartbreak, has led to pain, has led to repeated wounding, or new wounds for some of you. Yes. Okay, so this is Spirit asking you to go a different direction. Okay, so that's one way that they're like bringing through this card. Okay, there's another angle to this message in that they're also asking you to turn and face, in some ways, turn and face the things that have up to this point created grief or have been hard to look at. Another way I'm seeing this card, they're showing me a couple animations here. The other way I'm seeing this is this person then turning to look at these cups and seeing what has actually caused or has been a part of the story of sadness and grief that you've been feeling. Yeah, they're asking you to actually turn and look at it now. They're saying you are strong enough and you can do this, But this is actually the path to success, is you being with yourself. The act of seeing yourself in all of its many, many dimensions, including the darkness, is the act of love. Yes, that's how you love self. It is not by relegating it to the shadow or by pretending it's not there and then saying phrases of affirmations and words of affirmation as if that will solve things. It won't. It is important that you are looking at these parts of yourself and seeing them directly and being the parent that they needed to bring them into a warm embrace and to show them that you love them. And in fact, everything is okay. They're showing the it's not ready yet, moving into ready. I like that. Let's keep going. This card. Yeah. Huh. And the moon. So here's the moon. And that's the energy we've been talking about. So not surprising we got this card, the moon. It says phases, it says cycles, it says intuition. The butterfly is really strong in here. This is an energy of transformation. This is an energy of actually looking into the dark and seeing it and seeing how beautiful it is, in fact. It looks like this butterfly, it looks like this moon, it kind of looks like this card. There's a lot of beautiful things here, in fact. There's a lot of beautiful gifts here as well, they're saying. Spiritual gifts for some of you. So by being able to look into the shadow work is less about, again, they keep saying a phrase. It is actually the ability of yourself to see your shadow, to see your shadow self, in fact, and to look at it with love, affection, ability to see how it has been helpful for you, how it has helped you to develop into the person that you are becoming, the one who is able to actually hold and sustain this success. By keeping this shadow out of your space or your life or out of your active awareness, what it does is it does not allow you to have stable grounding, is what they're saying. Yes, the ground we walk on is dark. It is the dirt. It is dark like the shadow space. So for you to have that stable grounding in love, relationships, with self, with your professional endeavors, career, with your passions, with your art, with your creativity, with all of the things that you are meant to do here, that solid ground actually comes from the shadow, in fact. So it's important that you are able to integrate it, to bring it into your experience, and to acknowledge that, yep, I have that. They're saying this ushers in a new beginning for you. This says seeds, it says new ideas, hope, and open-mindedness. They want you to take in this card and this seed of wisdom that is being given to you. That actually, it is important we have both the light and the shadow. We need both to exist. But this opens the doorway into that new beginning. When we were talking about the module loading, this is what it looks like. It's a brand new seed. The seed that needs both the sun and needs the night in order to grow, in order to flourish, in order to create fruit. Okay, so anything else, Spirit? Yeah, they have a little bit more to send through to you. You are not bad. You never have been. You've always been good, in fact. Always. These are parts of self that we must have. All of them, even the ones we are ashamed of. This card. They want you to embrace yourself with radical acceptance. Radically accept all of the shadows of you and your light too. But this is how you're able to experience that joy and happiness and contentment and feeling like you are deeply loved by you. It is by embracing all of that, by embracing non-judgment and releasing control. Yes, there is nothing to judge here because you've done nothing wrong, actually. And it's important that you understand that, like these plants on this card, again, they need the dark to grow. Okay, anything else? One more? All right, one more card. And then we're gonna move into our final oracle card. Ready? This feels like a ceremony. This feels like the two halves of self. The two halves of self coming into a united whole. It is, yes, a ceremony, a ritual, but it is a reason to celebrate. Just like the moth flourishes at night, so can you, okay? And it is important now, more than ever, that we are being strong and courageous as we turn to face the parts of ourselves that have needed to be seen for so long. That is what the task is now. That is the task for our collective, and the task on this planet right now is for us to see the ways that our darkness has manifested outside of us because we have resisted our own call to go in to see it within ourselves. It is being reflected in the planet, the ways that it is existing within us. Each of us has that within us, and it is all okay. But the work that is being asked of right now is for you to embrace yourself, to actually love yourself. Okay, so that is what I have for you. That's what they have for you. Let's go ahead, Spirit. Do you have anything else? Any last advice? Last advice? There's an energy here of being gentle with yourself as you, and again, non-judgment. Yes, Queen of Pentacles. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Yeah, again, this is the way through. They just keep coming through with Pentacles as body. So this is the way through to the healing that you're looking for. And I love we're ending with this Queen of Pentacles. Like it's a perfect encapsulation of this. It is you returning to your body, because when we disregard the dark or act like it doesn't exist, that is actually when we exit our own bodies, because we have all of these things within us, both light and dark. So it is important that you are looking into that as well and taking action on that within the body, through the body, so you can return to your body and your own sense of embodiment. Personal embodiment. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and close this out. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm going to pull a final oracle card, and then we'll see what other messages Spirit has for you. And I'll read from the guidebook. This card. Beautiful. The Stone of Destiny. It says life path, ambition, passion, yes. They're sending through the yes on this card, wanting you to say yes to yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. Yeah, this is the path to success here. And they keep sending through the angel number 5 for you. Okay. Stones have long been associated with life path and destiny. The Philosopher's Stone is a legendary substance sought by alchemists for its ability to turn base metals into gold and silver and act as an elixir of life. A shimmering enigma woven into the tapestry of time, it beckons seekers to embark on an alchemical journey of self-discovery and transformation. It whispers of the soul's evolution, reminding us that its essence resides not in the tangible, but in the sacred alchemy of our own being. The Stone of Destiny is a rectangular sandstone slab of mysterious origins and unknown age that's been used in the coronation of British monarchs since the late 14th century. But perhaps the most famous stone connected to life path and destiny features in the stories of Arthur, the legendary king of the ancient Britons. In one, the magician Merlin fixes a magic sword called Excalibur in a great stone, and the young Arthur is the only one able to draw it out, proving his right to the throne. The Stone of Destiny card is one of fate, life path, and purpose. It beckons you forth to trust your passions and to trust that your purpose is great. It encourages you to think big, to say yes to your ambition and the call from within. If you're questioning whether to answer an inner call, this card is urging you forth. Do not waver. Follow it with vigor now. It is destined. And the Ancient Stone's activation is, I say yes to my life path and step into my destiny now. And Spirit wants to say, I say yes to myself and embrace my shadow now. They're saying something about like Arthur pulling the sword out of the stone is like you pulling these swords out of your heart. Yes? Okay. I hope this reading has been helpful for you. Thanks for joining me. If it has been, just feel free to give this video a like. If this tarot channel is resonant for you and you are continuing to dive deeper into your own shadow work or into your own healing journey, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. I do have available a Patreon subscription for those of you who are actively working on your shadow work and in your deep healing. I have that available actually in the description box below. If you want to check out the Patreon page to see what types of readings I'm doing, those are available below. It's $12 a month, cancel anytime, but I do a specific reading for a much smaller group who is actively working on their healing and looking for week over week guidance on their healing. So feel free to check that out. I also am doing personal readings right now, so if you'd like your own healing transmission, your own healing message, feel free to look at that on my website. That's listed in the description box below. And I also have an offering for a somatic reclamation therapist offering for somatic therapy. So if you are feeling done with doing the kind of talk therapy work or any of that, and you'd like to dive deeper, I do offer that as a service as well. I have more information in the more on my website than on the description box below, but feel free to check that out on my website. All right, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I hope this message finds you exactly where it needs to, and know that you are so supported and so guided, and Spirit is right here with you as you go through this very deep healing work. All right, the spiritual quarantine is going to come down now, but I really appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you at our next reading. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.